this time, we may as well play as Mario's rival, Wario. He even has his own bike in this game, with the Wario bike, which has okay speed and pretty good acceleration, along with actually having good mini turbo, but not good drift. That's interesting. Usually, drift and mini turbo are kind of one-to-one for most vehicles, but not in this case. It's funny, because this is actually the bike Wario uses in the WarioWare games. Especially since in those games, Wario actually does not look like this, but rather has a biker outfit on across those games. So ain't that interesting? Makes me wish these Mario Kart games had more alternate costumes for characters, you know? So we can have Wario's biker outfit. Unless, you know, they want to pull a Mario Kart and have it on its own separate character slot. Kind of like all the different variants of Mario in Mario Kart 8 especially, such as Metal Mario, Tanuki Mario, freaking, actually that might be it. Uh-oh. Alright, now I've equipped, the Mega Mushroom. One of the new power-ups from Mario Kart Wii that never came back. In fact, all 3 of the new items from Mario Kart Wii did not come back in the future installments. The Mega Mushroom is pretty much a worse star. But also, rather than, when running into opponents, kind of flipping them out, you instead squish them. So I guess there's that going for it. But it's not much better than a star. So that's kind of why they removed it in later installments. I guess it was just because, hey, this is a new power-up that was only in a game 2 years prior to the release of this game with New Super Mario Bros. Another top-selling Mario game, as I believe it was the best-selling game on the DS, which is pretty cool. I guess because a couple reasons. One, it was the first 2D Mario platformer since Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, in 1992. Funnily enough, the game that Wario first appeared in. Forgot to mention that. But I guess also because, you know, the DS appealed to casual audiences rather than core video game players. Which is funny because Nintendo originally advertised the DS for core players by making one of its biggest launch titles a Metroid Prime game. So ain't that funny? And now the system is known for games like Brain Age and what else? Nintendogs. That was another big one. So yeah, the DS is known for games like Brain Age and Nintendogs, rather than what Nintendo wanted originally with stuff like Super Mario 64, DS, and Metroid Prime Hunters. Pretty funny. We got a 4-second lead in this track, by the way. But yeah, I also think a big part of New Super Mario Bros. Being the best-selling DS game is, like I said earlier, the DS appealed to a lot of casual fans and a lot of adults that might have originally, you know, played Super Mario Bros. On the NES and might have kind of gotten nostalgia from seeing, oh my god, a new Super Mario Bros. Game? I played that game when I was a kid, you know, stuff like that. That's probably a big part of it. And of course Nintendo saw that and thought, hey, how about we make that same game 3 more times? And, you know, people kind of got fed up of New Super Mario Bros. Because they released it on the Wii, which New Super Mario Bros. Wii is actually the 4th best-selling game for the Wii, funnily enough. I guess it had the same appeal to New Super Mario Bros. For the DS, but also the fact that it had a 4-player co-op which was something new to mainline Super Mario games. Wow, okay. Uh-oh. Great. Alright, let's see how quickly we can catch up this time. But yeah, after New Super Mario Bros. Wii, they released New Super Mario Bros. 2 for 3DS. And New Super Mario Bros. U for the Wii U. The last two games I mentioned, by the way, were released in the same year. They released 2 New Super Mario Bros. Games in 2012. Yeah, that might have been what killed the series right there. And also maybe the Wii U from selling well, because New Super Mario Bros. U came out at the launch of the Wii U. It was the only Mario game available at launch. Meaning, yes, New Super Mario Bros. U was the first Mario game in high definition. So they show this off with a slightly enhanced version of a 2D Wii game. Great. But, what was I saying? I think I was saying something about the Wii Wheel, which is kind of how it delved into the conversation of best-selling DS games and Wii games. I don't remember anymore. I could talk about the fact that after Mario Kart Wii came out, because of the popularity of the Wii Wheel, a lot of games that came out afterwards, including some that even came out before, were reprinted with a banner on the front of the cover that says, compatible with Wii Wheel. I know it technically just means that, oh, this game has controls that are fit for using the Wii Wheel, but it kind of makes it seem like only certain games on the Wii are compatible with the Wii Wheel, when, because it's just a plastic shell for the remote, technically every game is compatible with the Wii Wheel. But I'm pretty sure games like Excite Truck, Excite Bots, I think, along with third-party games like, for example, Cars Race-O-Rama, all had the compatible with Wii Wheel banner on the front. Which is funny. Anyways, here's Maple Treeway. Ooh, that was nice. Thank you, whoever threw that mushroom at me. Did I talk about this before? About the fact that because, like I said, this was technically my first Mario game, I didn't know that those creatures up there are called wigglers. Or those caterpillars up there are called wigglers. I also did not know what maple meant. So, you know me and my 5 or 6-year-old brain, or however old I was when this game came, or when I first played this game, I thought they were called maples. Yeah. I guess my stupid brain decided to put one and one together to make caterpillars called maples. I wonder what my reaction to maple syrup was when I learned about it. That's probably be interesting. I don't exactly remember what my reaction was when I first learned about maple syrup. I probably already knew that by that time that the caterpillars were called wigglers before I knew what maple syrup was, but maybe not. So yeah, because I played this game at such a young age, like other games that I played a lot, this was kind of my first exposure to a lot of everyday objects. Such as the term maple, along with... I was about to say leaves in general, and then I realized probably not. Definitely first exposure to a lot of Mario stuff, but I think also with just everyday objects. Like banana peels, I don't know, probably. But I definitely do remember the Wiggler stuff. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, there's two other pathways on the left and right that you have speed ramps. And there we go. Or, I guess, boost ramps, whatever you want to call it. Thanks, Wario. We got a 3-second lead there. Alright, on to Grumble Volcano. I doubt I knew what the word grumble meant at this time either. Although, to be fair, I guess grumble isn't a word that isn't used as often as maple, so I guess it's got that going for it. My mind just went blank there. I think I was talking about first exposures to stuff. I guess I'll talk more about just my more random stories with Mario Kart Wii. I do remember the first ever time I played this game, period. It was when we first got the game, and at this time, I hadn't really, played that many games before. Probably the only one I played by this time is another game we got for the Wii before this, Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, which I believe is actually one of the top-selling third-party games for the Wii. I definitely know the Wii version is the best-selling version of the game, and the fact that for the longest time, until I think just last year, it was both the best-selling Lego game and the best-selling Star Wars game, which is a pretty big deal when you think about it, and the fact that there are a lot of Star Wars games. But I guess, a lot of them appeal to teens and adults, and the crowd that wants specifically Star Wars video games in that market is probably niche. So I guess it makes sense because the fact that Lego Star Wars, as opposed to normal Star Wars games, are probably a popular pick for parents to buy for their kids, which is probably why it was such a big seller. Especially for the Wii, in that it came out pretty early into the Wii's lifespan. I think less than a year after the system came out, so it was still a super hot item. The Wii was. Because I may as well talk about this. This game, similar to the Wii, was, like I said, a game that flew off shelves in that did not meet demand when it initially came out. I got a pretty big lead here. In that it was pretty hard to find when it first came out. I do remember us struggling to find a copy of the game when it first came out. I remember also having cousins that were... Shoot, I didn't look at the time there. Oh well. That were, you know, pretty stoked to actually find a copy of Mario Kart Wii. I remember they actually did get the game in the box with the Wii wheel, while we did not. I might actually have time to look at my box now, or my Mario Kart Wii case now that I think about it. Yeah, there is no not for resale label on this to speak of. Oh. This headphone cord is not long at all. I'll look at it later. I was gonna look at the back of my Wii Sports Resort case, but I guess that'll wait. Because we get to look at Wario punching the air. We got 2 gold stars for this cup. We can now play in the 100cc special cup. Alright, did we unlock anything special? Yes! A large bike! The Shooting Star! Ain't that cool? I guess it makes sense for completing the Star Cup. Alright, let's continue. With the 100cc special cup. Let's see. I guess this time we'll go ahead and play as Waluigi, a fan favorite of Mario, or just Mario fans in general of all ages. Mainly for not being in that many games. Let's see. Should we go ahead? Should we go ahead and start using the gold or the Shooting Star? Ugh, I can't speak. Probably not. Because we didn't use unlockable vehicles for small and medium weight characters yet. So we may as well do the Flame Runner again. As we get into the 100cc Special Cup. Starting with Dry Ruins, once again. Let me guess, I called the Pokies Ruins as a kid. I'm kidding. I sure hope not. I sure hope I didn't call them Dries. Well, anyways, oh right, we're using the Flame Runner. Forgot. That's the thing, it's hard to adapt to back to inward drift after using outward drift vehicles for so long like I did there. Uh-oh. I always loved impersonating Waluigi as a kid. Doing his voice was a lot of fun. Waluigi! Yeah! You know, stuff like that. Right there. Even as a kid, I liked Waluigi. And I kind of agree with most people when saying that he deserves to be in more games, because Waluigi is a character that pretty much has only ever appeared in Mario spin-offs, with a couple of exceptions, like being a non-playable character in Super Smash Bros. To where in those games, he wields a tennis racket in reference to the first ever game he appeared in, which was Mario Tennis for the Nintendo 64. I'm not joking, the only reason Waluigi exists is because Wario needed a partner for tennis. So they came up with, rather than a rival for Mario, have a rival for Luigi, in the form of Waluigi. Now you might be thinking, well, the name Waluigi doesn't make sense when you compare it to Wario. Shouldn't it be, oh, I don't know, Ruigi? Well, when you look at its context in, like, you know, because Waluigi is a Japanese character, it makes a lot more sense when you realize that the term Waru means bad in Japanese. So, Wario can kind of loosely translate to Bad Mario, and the same case for Waluigi for Bad Luigi. There was even supposed to be a rival for Peach named Waru Peachy. I'm not joking, that's real. However, it never came to be. For better or for worse, honestly. Because who knows? Waru Peachy could have been a cult classic character, or a cult favorite, like Waluigi. But yeah, I believe Waluigi has not appeared in a single mainline Super Mario game, which is kind of funny. The only case I can think of is the fact that in Super Mario Odyssey, there is a costume Mario can wear in that game that is based after Waluigi. But that's it! Even Wario at least has his own line of games with the Wario Land games. But Waluigi gets no love. He doesn't get his own games. You know, Luigi has Luigi's Mansion series. Peach had Super Princess Peach. However, Waluigi doesn't have one. A lot of fans have come up with stupid stuff on the internet, like Waluigi's taco stand and stuff like that, but it's pretty funny, but like, realistically speaking, who knows how well that would work as an actual serious... Well, it doesn't have to be serious. It could be comical, like the Wario Land games are. But, whatever. What's funny is that there are actually some games where Waluigi's character is given some depth. Like, for example, in the DS game Mario Hoops 3-on-3, which is a basketball game, Waluigi actually has, rather than fire powers, kind of like Mario and Luigi do when wielding the Fire Flower, he actually has water powers. Which, I mean, they could have incorporated that into Smash Brothers somehow, even though it's, you know, only in one game. I know there are some water characters in Super Smash Brothers, like the Pokemon Greninja, but still, gotta give our boy Waluigi some love somehow. Am I right? I don't think I played Waluigi. I don't think I played as Waluigi that often. Uh-oh. In, wow. I don't think I actually played as Waluigi that often in Mario Kart Wii, now that I think about it. Probably because, again, he wasn't a very popular character to play as because of other characters. But I'm pretty sure I played as him a lot in stuff like Mario Party. Which Waluigi has appeared in every single one of them ever since Mario Party 3 for the Nintendo 64. Before I started primarily playing as other characters in Mario Party, I wouldn't be surprised if I had begun maining is a loose term because in Mario Party all the characters play the exact same, but still, maining Waluigi, I wouldn't be surprised if I did. Either him or Wario, if Waluigi was not in it, such as the first two Mario Party games. I definitely remember playing Wario a lot in Mario Party 2. Alright, Bowser's Castle time. Kind of cool that the you know, the first 10 seconds of this Bowser's Castle song has notes from the castle theme from Super Mario Brothers. And again, as I was saying earlier, this game kind of came out before retro was cool and kind of mainstream as it is, or at least as much as it is nowadays, with tons of people wearing what I consider nostalgia merch of pretty much, you know, merchandise based after franchises that are nostalgic to some people. Even then, I see it on a lot of younger folks to where I think, yeah, you probably didn't grow up with that. Like, I see so many people, most of them younger than me, wearing, whoops, had a headphone fall out, and I fell into the lava. Fantastic. Anyways, as I was saying, I see a lot of people wearing, like, Nicktoons nostalgia merchandise, such as shirts with, you know, characters from WoW. From characters from, you know, shows such as Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Rocko's Modern Life, Angry Beavers, all those shows. And in my head, whenever I see them, I just think to myself, yeah, you didn't grow up with those shows. You're too young for... I mean, I don't know them, so who knows? Maybe they did. Maybe they did watch reruns of the shows. Or maybe they had parents that grew up with the shows. Or, I don't know, had DVDs or VHS tapes of the show. Who knows? Because it's mainly the teen crowd that I see wearing those kind of shirts. And there's definitely a lot nowadays for Nintendo. Okay. Whatever. Anyways, like I see a lot of shirts that say, you know, that say Mario Kart since 1992 or EST 1992, stuff like that, while having sometimes not even art made for Super Mario Kart. Sometimes I've seen a Mario Kart shirt that, no joke, is like says Mario Kart since 1992, but doesn't even feature art from one of the Mario Kart games. It has art straight from Famicom Grand Prix 2 Hot Rally, which Mario and Luigi were playable characters in that game with their car named the Monster. They just used art from that and said, oh look, Mario Kart, even though it's not from a Mario Kart game. Which I find more funny than anything. Maybe they should start selling Wii nostalgia merch. They probably do at this point. Anyways, we had a 4-second lead on this track. Anyways, here's Rainbow Road. Again. But this time with an inward drift bike. We'll see how much harder it is now. Although we do also have smarter AI this time alongside us, so I forget how... I'm pretty sure we had a pretty big lead last time on this track, but who knows. Maybe we didn't. But I'm pretty sure we did in 50cc. Or I did. Ugh. I know it's such a common, you know, pronoun, or, yeah, it's a common pronoun to use for these playthroughs to say we, as in WE, not the name of the system that I'm playing this game on, but to use we in Let's Plays like this, or playthroughs or whatever. At this point, I just kind of got used to it, you know? Great. Did you just say I'm back? That's funny. Waluigi's a funny guy, you know? I'd pay to see stand-up comedy from this guy, you know? Apparently on the right, Toad just fell off right before the finish line. Aren't there guardrails though? Or there? How does that happen? Whatever. Okay, apparently that counted as a trick off a half pipe. Anyways, what was I talking about? I already forgot. I think I was talking about Nintendo merchandise. Or just nostalgia merchandise in general. I think I was. I don't know how I could carry on that conversation. I don't see enough people wearing Waluigi shirts. I don't know. Just to kind of tie the conversation to Waluigi. Somehow. Oh, I think I was talking about the Wii Pro... That's what I was talking about earlier. About how so many playthroughs use the term. Because it's supposed to be like a walkthrough. That you're guiding viewers across the game. I guess in context of a game like this, it's kind of awkward. But, oh well. What are you going to do about it? Does Nintendo even make Waluigi shirts? I'm sure they do. Probably not with just him on it. Probably... Actually, yes, I have seen some folks, including my own friends, that have shirts, at least with Waluigi on it. Mainly with other characters like Wario. But there we go. We have covered the Wii cups for the 100cc Grand Prix. Yeah, we got a pretty big lead there with a 33-second lead. Dang. Alright, we got a perfect score of 60 once again. Let's see what Waluigi's victory animation looks like when he's on the podium. So yeah, for any of you curious on how King Boo drives a cart or bike, there you go. He just kind of floats on top of it. Pretty funny. I don't know how that works, but we'll just roll with it, you know? You know, he's a floating ghost. He's not touching the vehicle. How does he move with it? But whatever. Oh, look at him go. Look at Waluigi go. He's doing a little dance. Pretty sure he's doing the twist. But there we go. We got a rank of 2 gold stars. And we unlocked a new character, me, Outfit A, for winning the Special Cup on 100cc. We can now play as our Miis. That's cool. So pretty much now, only based on the Mii's limitations, you can play as anyone in Mario Kart Wii. Anyone you make with the Mii creator. You can be in Mario Kart Wii. We also unlocked a new bike, the Sneakster, for getting gold star ranks in the entire Wii Grand Prix on 100cc. So that's pretty cool.